Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Nice to be with you. Do you want to tell us just briefly what that's about, that piece you just played?
Yeah, so that beautiful piece of music written by Ilana Arian with the words from Isaiah. And these words, Nachamu, we're in Shabbat Nachamu. We're just about to enter, I guess, Shabbat Nachamu, this Shabbat of comfort. And, you know, as we were preparing to do this taste of Shabbat, Joel, I was just thinking about this idea of comfort and how much I am in need of comfort at this very moment. And a lot of other people that I know are also very much in need of comfort. And I just thought about it as kind of a softening, and that Shabbat can be like that, just softening in our lives as well. So,
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Nachamu Shalom.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us. Again, we're doing a taste of Shabbat, 15 minutes to bring you some of the highlights and themes of the Shabbat and to link some of the themes either of something happening in the world this week along with a little teaching about the Torah portion. So we're going to begin with lighting the candles and the Kiddush and Motzi so that you can join with us in that, or just allow us to do the blessings for you while you are at home. So Cantor, Shapiro,
and I've got my candles back here, so I'm going to go light them and then come back and bless.
Okay. While she's doing that, we want to point out that since this is an experiment, we are trying different things every single week and would love your feedback or thoughts, so feel free to reach out to me or the Cantor or anyone at the synagogue to let us know how you feel about this as we continue to try these new things.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav
וציוונו להדליק נר, להדליק נר של Shabbat.
And I'll invite you, if you have a Kiddush cup at home, to join me in blessing the Sabbath wine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uv'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techillah למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן.
לחיים.
לחיים.
And finally, Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Te'avon.
B'te'avon. We're going to join with these words of Shalom Aleichem and the beautiful setting by Debbie Friedman.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boechem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzitechem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon,
And as we invite in those angels, I want to talk a little bit about a little-known Jewish holiday that is beginning tonight called Tu B'Av, the 15th of Av. As the Cantor mentioned, we had Tisha B'Av last weekend, which was a day of mourning. But tonight, Tu B'Av is kind of like the Jewish love festival. But actually, it's more complicated than that, and there are a variety of things that the rabbis say this day is representing. One is the idea that people of any Jewish tribe could marry someone from another tribe. It was a time of inclusivity, a time for us to be inclusive across our own tribal boundaries. The rabbis also say, though, that this was a chance for the tribe of Benjamin, who had been kicked out because of a civil war from interacting with the other tribes, for them finally to be welcomed back in, so a time to return to family and interpersonal relationships. Others say that this was a time where we mark the day where there were no more people who died as they were wandering through Egypt towards the Promised Land, that this was the transition period, so this marked the time where we could be hopeful for a new generation to enter the land. Others say that this was a time where we could honor the trees, similar to Tu B'Shvat that we have usually in February. And others say that this was a time that as we start to transition into the days being shorter, that this is an opportunity for us to do a little bit more of deeper learning, to spend a little bit more time studying Torah. So it's actually an opportunity for us to think about all those themes: inclusiveness, return to family and interpersonal connections, transition towards more hope, remove barriers to success, honor the natural world around us, or to learn something new on a deeper level. So this Tu B'Av, I want you to think about which of those themes do you want to focus on. On this Shabbat, which one can you spend some time connecting with? Continue now with Shema.
And now we'll connect a little bit with the holiness that is present all around us all the time as we chant Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Avad.
Shout out to Cantor Lorna Lembeck. I saw she made a comment. I miss you and your family. Very briefly, this week's Torah portion, Va'et Hanan, a central, very important Torah portion. They all are, but this one's especially important. In this week's Torah portion, we get the second telling of the Ten Commandments at Mount Sinai. The reason at Lecha Dodi we have Shamor V'Zachor as part of one of the verses is because there's a little bit of a difference between the two versions. So if you were to put them side by side, you'd notice some slight differences between the one in Exodus and the one in Deuteronomy. It also includes the Shema, which the Cantor just chanted. So why, the rabbis ask, do we have the Shema coming after the Ten Commandments? The Shema is what we put at the center of our prayer service. So they ask, why? Well, one reason is that this is a Torah portion that is supposed to help us think about how to live a holistic life. If we are going to live a life based on the Ten Commandments, we have to be reminded of how to do that. It's easy for us to forget. And so the Shema is supposed to remind us of that, the first word being Shema, listen. Every single day, as we say the Shema, we're supposed to recall those 10 commandments that we're told right before we learn the Shema itself in this week's Torah portion. To be reminded that in order for us to live a life of wholeness, we have to listen to that inner voice, the voice within us that knows that we can make the right choices, that knows how we're supposed to interact with others, how we're supposed to connect to something bigger than ourselves. And so every day when we say the Shema, it's a reminder that if we can listen to that deeper inner voice, we can make the world a better place, but also we can improve ourselves. So with that, we're going to take a quick moment for just silent reflection, a chance to just sit with our own thoughts before we conclude.
Oh, say shalom bimromav. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.